Masechet Hullin Daf Zayin Amud Aleph, 9 lines down. Matkif Rabbi Yudah Rabbi Shimon ben Pazi. That's the question. Umi ikal manda mar the Bet She'an lab me'eretz Yisrael. Hey, 1 second. Did you just say the Bet She'an lab part of Eretz Yisrael? Who holds that? Ba'ati Pasuk says v'lo harish min asher Bet She'an bet benotah bet ta'anach bet benotah. Basuk we conquered it. Part of it is Israel. The Gemara says that Ish Demite, he forgot. Hadam Rabbi Shmuel Lakim Mishum Rabbi Adam Bedad, he forgot what this he said. Shamar Mishum Rabbi Adam Shemua. Harbe Kerakim Shekava Shmuel Mitzrayim. Many cities were captured by people who left Mitzrayim to go to Eretz Israel. Velo Kavashum Oli Babel. They were not conquered during the second round when we left Eretz. When we came from Babel for the second Beit Mikdash, for the second conquest. The Kasavar and people from Bavel held Kedusha Rishuna Kashel Sha'ata, that when Eretz Yisrael became Kadosh the first time, it stays no matter what. It stays during that time. V'lo Kashelat Tevov, but not for future. V'heniham Kadesh Yismechu Alen Anim Shvir, and therefore they left some areas that Kedusha so that people can get food during Shemitah years for the poor people because we're not allowed to plant. And that was one of the places. 1 second. You said before that as a proof, you brought a proof from a leaf. A leaf's not hayav. It's a snack. Where it says, Amarle, me'aguda achla, you ate a bundle from a bundle of vegetables. The Spanish says, can I get when a vegetable is bundled, it's usually bundled, and you take it from when it's bundled, it's already hayav in ma'aser. Okay. Bidim malabata, maybe he wasn't thinking of ma'aser. Again, we brought this concept again 3 times. And the third time mentioning this idea that if Hashem does not make a pitfall through the animals of a Sadiq, Tzaddikim must be so for sure Tzaddikim themselves, therefore we definitely don't think he made a mistake. But then I said maybe he had in mind to take a maaser from elsewhere. The Gemara says, "Lo yahshdu havirim l'turam shalom min hamukav." Tamir Hamim are not suspected of making terumah from something that is not in close proximity. But the man says that maybe he had one side of the bundle he put his eyes on to make it maaser. But he ate from the second half. The Gemara says, "Amarle haziman gavra rabak kama ale." Look who's testifying but Meir. Meaning, look who's talking was Rabbi Shua ben Zirus, and he said it with certainty. Therefore, we have to realize that it was accurate. Now, finally, after all that, my Ben times of the game. The 3 times the reason I mentioned the idea that, oh, if the animals don't make of a tzaddik, don't make a mistake, so for sure tzaddikim don't happen. Okay, the Rabbi Pinhas ben Yair have a guys the B'Jonim Shuin. The Rabbi has the air with them traveling to redeem someone from prison or from captivity. Pagabe begina'an harahi. Saw the river of Ginai. Amarle told the river, Ginai halok mimech be'avor becha. Split your river so I can pass through. Amarle said back to him, Ata olech la'asot druson konecha. You are going to perform your mitzvah b'Hashem Hashem to go redeem a captive. V'ani olech la'asot koni. And I have to do my natural responsibility from Hashem to also flow regular. Ata safek says safek yetas that you may or may not accomplish your mission. Ani v'day said, but I'm definitely going to accomplish it. Amalei said back to him, Iyata holek, if you don't split, I'll make a decree that no water will happen, you'll dry up. He basically telling him, my possibility of me being successful on my mission is more important than yours. Halaklet split. Had a certain man with him, traveling with him, who was carrying wheat for Matzah for Pesach. They told the river, Halak le minan harei, also split for him. The mitzvah asik, because also doing mitzvah. Halak split for him as well. Havahu tayad livad badei, there was an Arab guy who was walking behind them. Marle told the river, Halak le minan harei, also split for him. The lema kachosim lebnei leviyah, so that they don't tell us, oh, look what the Jews do. They make the river split, but they're not for people walking with them. And Halak listened. Amar Yosef, come on, the nafish kavod, the Moshe v'shtin Rabbiya. He says, 1 second, let's look how great Rabbi Ben Hasbi is. Moshe split it for 600,000 Jews. The Lahatam Hazinai only split it once. V'achat Hazin over it was 3 times. Maybe also it was once. He just told him to stay. Okay, like Moshe v'shtin Rabbiyan. He's as great as Moshe and the 600,000 Jews because they both split rivers. Okay. Ikla he arrived at the inn. Remember Salad Hamra, he poured barley for his donkey to eat. Lo achal, the donkey did not eat. Haftinu, they sifted it. Lo achal, did not eat. Nakrinu, they cleaned it. Lo achal, the donkey did not eat. Amarlo, he said to them, Tima lo maaser, maybe you didn't take off maaser? And he said, yes. Asnu lo achal, they took off maaser and the donkey ate. Amar, he said, Aniyazu holechet la'asot eson kona. This creature's doing the will of Hashem. Va'atem me'achlin ota tivalim. You're giving him produce that maaser was not taken off of. And that's the proof that Hashem, the Tzaddikim, won't even allow their their animals to be a pitfall. So for sure, so they keep themselves. Why is it chayav if it's animal food? But Islam says halakech lezera l'mal. Someone buys animal seed for feeding animals, v'kemach la'arot or flour for tanning, v'shemen la'ner or oil for a lamp, v'shemen la'such b'teklaim or kelim or oil for greasing a utensil. Patur min is patur from maaser because it's not being these things are not taken for consumption; they're used for something else. Where it says hatam had my over there. Rabbi Yochanan Moshe that only applies if they purchased it initially for that concept, as they feeding animals. Let's say you bought it for to be eaten by people. Then you decide to feed something to your animal. But then I'll bring a proof. Someone bought fruits in the market for eating and then decided to feed this animal. He should not put it in front of the animal, in front of the animal, he's still for it. Okay. Shema Rabbi heard what happened with Rabbi Hassan Yair. Nafak la he went out to greet him. Amar le told him, Resun Chal Sa'od Etzli, would you want us to eat with me? Amar lo He said yes. Savu Panav Rabbi got very excited because he knew that Rabbi Hassan would not usually go to people's houses. Amar le said to him, did you think that I would take a vow not to eat by any people? Opposite, Yisrael Kedushim and Bnei Israel are Kadosh, and therefore they should host each other. Yesh Ratzon ve'en lo. There are people who want to share, but who can't share. That's why I don't go to people's houses. Yes, lo ve'enu said, but there's people who have resources but don't really want to share. Oksiv also says, Al tilham lechem ra'ayin ve'al tit'av lema'atot matav. Ki kemosa sha'ar benafsho kenhu. Echol u'shtei yomar lach ve'leibo al kol imach. That's why I decline people's invitations. Va'atarot rotzev yesh lach. You, to be actually want to share, and you have the resources. That's why I accepted. Miha hashtem mesarhivna. However, I'm trying to rush to my destination. I'm busy with my mitzvah, and that's why I don't really want to stay. Ki hadarna atina adach nagach. When I come back, I'll visit you. Ki ata etnei. When he came back, it happened. Abba hu de pitchat ave kaimu bebe kidin harata. He entered his home, the entrance where the white mules were standing. So there were white mules standing there, and he said, "Amam malach hamavet beto shazeh bani asod etzlo." So he has the malach hamavet in his house, and I'll eat with him. He called them malach hamavet, the white mules, malach hamavet, because they attack very strongly. We'll see now. Marley said to the rabbi, "Mizbinu, I'll sell them away." Marley said, "Lo tnei v'lo teim shol." There's no, if you give the mule to someone else and someone else has it, then you're placing a stumbling block. You're causing someone else to sin by owning them. I'll abandon them. He says, no, me pashta hezekah, then if you leave them unguarded, there'll be more damage. Okay, I'll cut off their hooves so they can't hurt anyone. The Gemara says, no, you'll torture them. I'll kill them. That's destroying purposelessly. He pleaded him, please stay with me. Gavatura Benayo and a mountain came in between them. He cried and said, just like during the lifetime of the Tzaddikim, so too for sure after the death they're even greater. Meaning, look how Hashem orchestrated it for the will of the tzaddik that he won't go against his rule by not eating other people's. The Marbi Hama Barahanina Gedulim Tzaddikim Yatani Tanui Vahayan. Tzaddikim are even greater in death than when they're alive. Shenamar. Vayim Kovrim Ish Vehinera Uat Gedud. One time they were burying a guy, and because they saw the enemy, they knew the enemy's coming, so they threw the guy into the grave. It was the grave of Elisha Hanavi, the prize student of Eliyahu Navi. When his body touched the bones of Elisha, he popped to life. He walked a few feet away and died away just so that he wouldn't be touching the body of Elisha. So we see Elisha was able to resurrect someone even when he was dead without any effort, and while he's alive, it took some effort. He had to do a whole process. It's not a proof. 1 second. That's not a good proof, because maybe that is just be Mikayem the Beracha Eliyahu Navi. Right? He had this Gemara in Masachet Sanhedrin. Because why? The Gemara said in Masachet Sanhedrin, the tape says, "Vehina pishnaim beruchacha elai." Elisha was told by Eliyahu Navi that you'll have double what I had. Seemingly, Elisha had to do two people to Heratim because Eliyahu Navi did one. Therefore, it's not a proof that it happened. This is when it happened after he died. Gemara says, yeah, that's the case. I knew the time, but it says, Allah Glava he stood up. But he didn't go home. So if it was it's supposed to be that was supposed to be the biracha to resurrect someone else, he would have gone home. He wouldn't have died moments later. So it must be it was his merit. Where it says, okay, if that's the case, then how did he fulfill the biracha for the second time? Where it says, because he healed Naaman Sirat, she should like and that Sirat is like death. Shneimar alt not to he like Moshe said about Miriam, that he treated her like a met because she had Sirat. Ma'am Shemin Levi. Lama Nekra Shemin Yamim. Why are meals called Yamim? She'ematim mitad abriya because people are fearful of them. They have ima. Tamar Bihanana. Yamai Shalosh Lani Adam Ali Kat Birda Labana Haya. I never saw someone who got hit by a white mule and survived. Versus the Haka Hazina Haya women. The people survive that. His ima Bahayat. I never saw that it healed. The Haka Hazina is there, but he does heal. The Gemara says no. The Haibra B'Rashkin. When the mules have a certain type of tip on their feet and their hooves, that's a very damaging hoof, and you can't hit and you can't heal from that. Ein od milvado. Mar b'chinina ba'afilu keshafim. Even sorcery cannot harm anyone who Hashem did not allow punishment to happen to. Hainu to tell this woman to have a kamahadel lemishkal afra who wanted to take dust from under Rabbi Hanina's feet to kill him through kishuf, sorcery. Amarla, he told her, Shikuli, take the dust. Lo but you won't be successful. Because there's no one beside Hashem. That's why we have this minhag. Whenever you're stuck in something, you're afraid of something, saying, don't believe in Hashem's pure and only power, and you'll overcome it. Rabbi Yochanan says, how come sorcery is called kishafim? He says, because seemingly they could contradict God himself. The Gemara says, no, Rabbi is different. Then if she's Zuchidei get a lot of reward and merit, that's why he's able to overcome it. Rabbi Hanina also said, a person does not stub his toe on earth, unless there was a decree against him. Meaning everything is purposely and exactly calculated. Shnar says, Me misade gever kunenu. Badam may yavin derko. Okay? Rabbi Zar, dam nekuf mirasid gzem Allah. The blood of a stub toe is like the blood of a korban Allah. Amr bigodal yamin ubenekuf shani. Applies to the stubbing of the toe of the right foot, big toe, or the second stubbing. You need that the second toe that gets hit. It's secondary. The who the as long as it happens in the mitzvah, that's he gets rewarded for that. Amru Allah Rabbi Hamsan the said he never ate bread, he never ate by someone else's house with bread that wasn't his. And from that day he became even more smart. He never even ate by his father's house. He avoided taking gifts at all. I'll stop here. Rahman, amen.